Hello, guys. Thank you for finding your way back to me. As you already know, in this space, it's all about motivation and versatility. Now, if you're new here, click on that subscribe button. If you're already here or you're a returning viewer, oh yeah, oh yeah. So, before we get into today's business, I just want to remind you or inform you about Smile Train, which is an international organization which is so focused and built on providing corrective surgery for children with cleft and palates. The openings over here, the upper lip here, makes it very difficult for them to feed and stuff. And the stigmatization about their condition, saying that it's an evil no, it is not an evil spirit. They are normal people like you and I. So in the description below or the screen pop-up here, there's going to be some details about them. You just give them a call, make your enquiries. If you know anyone, just link up here and help put a smile on their face. All right, why some people are impatient.
Like, and that help us become confident in the
day-to-day relationships.
Yes, folks. Yes, fam. I'm disappointed in myself big time because there are some certain things that has happened to me. I totally blame myself. I totally blame myself, and I feel like I should have done better, or I could have done better. There are some certain people I allowed into my life who kind of like messed me up, and there are some situations I've been in. I know I could have prevented myself from being in that situation, but I just had to allow it to happen. There are some certain people I've met who have dictated how I should live my life, what I should do, and I listened to them. I couldn't even take a stand for myself. I was just like chaff being blown by the wind in any direction, every direction. I couldn't say no to some people. I just couldn't say no to them. And it was just mentally exhausting. And it is taking me a lot of time to realize, but it's not everyone that you have to allow them to dictate to you what you need to do. It's okay to say no. It is very okay to say no. And my feelings of entitlement, yeah, I felt entitled at some point in my life because I was always available for people. And that's one thing I've also realized, that you don't really have to make yourself so available for others, because in doing so, even though you're doing the right thing or you're trying to help out, or you're just being nice, you're just going to be taken for granted. Yeah. And I don't want to use the word trust, but let me just use the word trust. I trusted the wrong people, and it's so disappointing that the people that I trusted were the ones who were rather stabbing me in the back and killing me softly and slowly. There were some certain things that I should have done. I had misplaced priorities. Yes, I had misplaced priorities, and it really hurts. I think about all these things. I'm so disappointed in myself because I could have done better. Yes. You don't have to allow people to talk to you anyhow. Just because you choose to be reserved or you choose to be nice, you don't tolerate any nonsense from anyone. All right, that's one thing I slacked. Like, a lot of people were just saying a lot of nonsense to me, and I'll just be there quiet, and I'll be like, oh. You shouldn't allow some certain things or some certain people to tell you some things, honestly, because you're also a person. You also deserve the goodness that comes from this life. There are some people you don't need to associate with yourselves with. Like, they're just toxic very toxic. And as I said earlier, it's okay to say no. People say no to you, all right? And they're still okay. They still go about their life like nothing happened, like they don't even care. But they make you look like you always have to say yes. It is okay to say no. Nothing's going to happen if you say no. If you don't have, you don't have. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Don't force yourself. Yeah. Are you always getting hurt by the people you call your loved ones? Yeah. There are some people, like, when they offend you, you give them second chances and you forgive them and over again. But you, when you make a mistake, it's like for you there's just no second chance. Like you're the most baddest person. They make you feel guilty, and that's where I was in. Like people do some certain things to me, and I'm like, okay, no problem. I still relate to them the same way I relate to them, and me, I make a mistake and like that's the end. It's like I'm the devil's right hand man, and it shouldn't be so, man, because we're all human beings. We all make mistakes, and if I've been able to overlook yours and move with you, why then will you treat me like, just because I made a mistake? It's not fair, innit? So that's one of the things that I really failed in doing. And yeah, I'm disappointed, very disappointed. And I also tried establishing a company with a couple of friends, and it didn't really work out. I realized that I had to put everything on my own, and by the time I realized that, it was too late. So I've realized that in this life, it's only you that's going to push you. Fine, sure, there are some people who are lucky out there to get extra help from other environments or other people out there, but ideally, the only person who's going to push you is your immediate family. And even sometimes your family can fail you, so you have to be there for you, push you for you. If you want to get something done, it's going to be you. And I learned that the hard way. Yeah. I was also disappointed in myself because I was allowing pressure to get to me, like a whole lot of pressure. It forced me into doing some certain things and make some certain irrational decisions. And I was also comparing myself to others. Like, you see, these days social media can be so how should I say it, inviting. Okay, so you look into some people's stories and it literally makes you feel like you're kind of like worthless, you understand? And that pressure gets to you and you start doing a whole lot of things. You compare yourself, and if you compare yourself, you're just going to get depressed at the end because you're going to question your life. Yeah, so I'm really disappointed that I allowed that pressure to seep in and just make me go into a state of comparison. Yeah. And I got to put myself first. There's this thing, self-love. Yeah, I believe in self-love without harming anyone. Saying no to being a people pleaser. You should watch that video. Yeah, just say no to people pleasing. Put yourself first without causing harm to anyone, and you're gonna be okay. I had to go through all these things to say them to you. Okay, so it's something that I learned the hard way, and I've woken out of it. Yeah, and I feel much better. And I feel like there's more that I can do to improve myself and to improve my life, to improve my circle of friends, and to limit the things that I say. Which brings me to the last one. I sometimes didn't know how to control, should I say, my mouth? Yeah, or the things I say, or the things that go on in my life, because it's like you open up to just about anyone, and remember that it's not everyone who likes you. Yeah, some people smile with you and they just don't like you. So it's like you're telling them basically what you want to do, and your plans and everything, and I don't know, some way somehow you just get screwed up, and for all you know, you're just creating unnecessary like attention and targets at your back. You know, these days a lot of people have been poisoned by their friends because they envy or something like that. So this is a wake-up call for all of us that we need to watch ourselves, the people we call friends, and when we go out, let's be careful the drinks we drink and the food we eat. Yeah, if you are drinking something and you leave it to go to the washroom, or you eat something, leave it to go to the washroom or something, or your attention moves away from your food, don't touch it again, especially when you are around people. Just don't touch it again. So we come to the end of this video. I really hope that it made sense to you, and that the reasons for my disappointment in myself is going to help you prevent yourself from making the same mistakes that I did. Even if you are in these mistakes, I pray that you wake up really quickly before it takes a hold on you. There's much more to life than we already think or know, and you should be experiencing the best out of it, because you're an awesome person and you're pretty much very cool in it. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you in the next video. You take care.